It's been over 5 years since we last saw Nikola Vucevic in a Magic uniform, so with him now back, let's review what he can bring to this team. During his first stint in Orlando, which spanned from 2012 to 2021, he was one of the league's best centers when it came to low post moves and touch, screening and rolling, mid-range shooting, and playmaking. In that time frame, Vooch took the league's second most post-up shots. Only LaMarcus Aldridge took more. Vooch also took the fourth most shots between 8 and 15 feet out, number one among centers. It was when Steve Clifford took over as the Magic's head coach in 2018 that we really started to see him serve as an offensive hub using his advanced vision and basketball IQ. He would often operate from the elbows, the top of the key, run those high pick and rolls and make plays off the short rolls, and make sharp passes out of double teams from the post. Between the 2018-19 and 2020-21 seasons, Vooch saw a double team the fourth most times in the NBA from the post. Only Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, and Nikola Jokic saw more. Vooch's shooting range also evolved during those years. In the early to mid 2010s, centers spacing the floor became a big deal, and Vooch, along with others like Brook Lopez and Al Horford, were among the big men to extend their range beyond the three-point line. The former first-round pick out of USC went from taking 18 threes combined in his first 4 seasons with the Magic to 75 in his 5th year, to a combined 1,012 in his last 3.5 seasons before getting traded to the Bulls in March of 2021. Since the start of the 2016-17 season to now, Vucevic ranks second among centers in threes attempted directly off kickout passes, many of which came out of pick and pops for Vooch. Only Brook Lopez has taken more. In 2020-21, the year he split between Orlando and Chicago, Vucevic made 45.3% of them. Among the 75 players who took at least 100 of them that season, that mark ranked 11th best and was number one among centers. He's made 35% of his threes overall in his career, and 36% of his threes off kickouts, now playing with jumbo-sized playmakers Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, who are excellent at getting into the paint and finding open shooters on the perimeter. This will likely be the most important category in Vooch's game in 2026-27. In his years in Chicago, we saw him mix in all of the things described in this video. From the time he was traded to the Bulls in 2021 to this past season before getting traded to the Celtics, he took the second most post-up shots, making 50.3% of them. He also made 51.8% of his shots between 8 and 15 feet out on 1,207 attempts. The last few years, it's been his cutting that has really stood out. He's become a much more efficient finisher on rolls when he's a screener in pick and roll, and when he cuts inside away from the ball. In 2023-24, he made 66.3% of his shots off cuts, and in 2024-25, he made 68.5% of them. Those were 2 of his best 3 marks of his career in that category. Something else that's improved over time is his floater. In 2015-16, for example, he only converted on 44.7% of his floaters. In 3 of his last 4 seasons, he connected on over 60% of them with way more attempts. After the trade to Boston, Vucevic was mainly utilized in a stretch 5 role. 38% of his shot attempts came from three-point range with the Celtics. That mark was at 33% while with Chicago last season before the trade. That wasn't a surprise with how many threes the Celtics take and with them needing a big who can space the floor. However, Vooch didn't shoot it as well as Boston hoped. He knocked down 34% of his threes. He did only appear in 16 regular season games with Boston because of a fractured finger that he suffered during a game against Dallas in early March. When asked what his conversations have been like with new Magic head coach Sean Sweeney after he signed back on with Orlando, the 35-year-old Vooch said, quote, "Him expecting me to obviously be a good veteran for the team, to be a good vocal leader, help the younger guys out. And then on the court, it'll just depend on me, how I play, how I perform, and what I can do. But it was just a good conversation. He's pretty direct, which I like. In some ways, he reminds me of Coach Clifford, who I've had a great relationship with and played some of my best basketball under, so I'm looking forward to working with him." End quote. In his first stint in Orlando, Vucevic was a two-time All-Star and is currently third on the Magic's all-time scoring list, second in franchise history in rebounds, and fourth in games played. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.